You ever studied Islamic geometric design?
What, the whole thing with... No, not really.
You haven't?
No, I haven't. No, I haven't studied it, no. I haven't studied geometry to any depth either.
Oh, that's surprising.
No, I haven't. I mean,
So it's used to decorate halls.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm not nowhere near an expert on that. Yeah.
You've got a core pattern in Islamic geometric design called the rose, which is a basic octagon. You know that?
No.
Okay. It's a very interesting thing. If you get light waves and you angle them around it, they line up to make a perfect octagon. Islamic geometric design.
I like it.
That?
I'll look into it. I'll definitely look into it after this.
And I've got a question for you.
Go on.
What do you think of the statement?
Sounds like an exam question, you know?
No, I'm just asking.
Yeah, go on. Open up. Tell me what you want. Yeah.
Let's see if I can remember it. There can be. There's a statement, isn't there? There's this general statement that there can be no innovation in Islam. Have you heard that?
Yeah.
You have heard that. What do you think of that statement?
So, the Prophet Muhammad said in a hadith, "Man ahdatha fi amrina hadha ma laysa minhu fahuwa rad." Whoever innovates into the religion, that which is not in it, then it's rejected. So this is not talking about technological innovation. It's not talking about human innovation.
It's talking about. I'm asking you, what do you think about?
So I personally say that if the assumption is that Islam is true, with a capital T, then it cannot be added to or subtracted to.
So nothing can be that you can't. Innovation, you can't change something. You can't, like how it originally was. It has to be kept that way.
Yeah.
Do you have a tasbih?
Who?
You have a tasbih?
What's that? Tasbih. Oh, yeah.
In Egypt they call it tasbih.
Are you Muslim?
No.
Oh, okay. No, sorry. Yeah, we call it tasbih. I'm Egyptian. I haven't got one at home. I use my fingers.
Yeah. What do you think of it? That's an innovation, though.
Wow, that's a really fiqhy question. This guy is coming. Wallahi. Oh my God, that's a really good question. You know, this is a point of.
It's an innovation. It's an innovation because Mohammed used to use a little pile of stone.
No, he used to use his fingers.
He used to use a little pile of stones.
No, if you look at the hadith, which is a Muslim,
I got that from the guy who carries his.
It says that he used to use his hands, yeah. Because you know in our fingers, yeah, we've got 3, 1, 2, 3. So we go through our fingers. Subhanallah, alhamdulillah.
So but the beads, therefore, are an innovation, aren't they?
No comment. No comment. Sorry, that's a flipping question. This guy, you got me now. I'm not gonna talk about it. Yeah.
If that can be an innovation,
you got me, man. I'm not gonna answer this.
If that can be an innovation,
yeah.
Then what's stopping there from being any reformation of the faith?
Well, you know, in 1517, Martin Luther came and he wrote 95 Theses, and this was nailed on the walls of Wittenberg or whatever it was. It was called the Protestant Reformation.
And nobody bothered to turn up to debate any of his 95 points.
I think some did actually.
No, they didn't.
What do you mean? He was summoned to the.
No.
He was summoned to Charles.
All afterwards. You could go to the church. You could nail up anything you wanted to debate.
Yeah.
He put up his points he wanted to debate. No one bothered to turn up and.
Are you Catholic or something? Oh, okay. You seem like you've got some kind of resentment towards Martin Luther.
Martin Luther? No.
So,
my ancestors, well, part of my family's ancestors, they were Calvinist Huguenots.
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
French.
They used to live here, isn't it?
They emigrated.
Yeah, that's right. Interesting. Point being is that.
Who's got a light? Anyone?
No, we don't have a light. Point being is that in the Christian sense, a reformation was going back to the biblical origins and stuff. If that's what you mean by reformation, which is a renewal, then that's what we believe in, right? We believe that we should always have renewal.
There's no monkery in Islam, right? It's illegal.
What?
Isn't it?
What? Sorry.
Monkery.
We don't have a monkery, no.
You don't have monks. You don't have monkery. You don't have nuns. You don't have monks. You don't have anything like that.
No. We have ulama. We have scholars.
As I understand it, from what I've looked at it, you must not exist off the faith. You can't make a living off the faith. You've got to live in the real world. So that stops anyone from hijacking the religion right? Because if you get a bunch of people who become the exclusive elite, we run the religion, that's all we get paid to do, and we kind of tell everyone else how you should worship and how you should think and all the rest of it.
It can become problematic.
Don't you think that's what's happening? Don't you think there's a raft all over the world of all these different imams now, all making their edicts and everything, and they're basically hijacking things? Do you not think that?
Yeah, I think it can happen, but it's more problematic in the Catholic Church. We don't have Vatican. We don't have Pope.
No, but you've got Al-Azhar University.
Yeah, they're not as powerful as the Pope by any stretch.
You don't think?
No. Well, yeah, you've got to eat your cigarette there.
I ain't got any filters left. So my point is that, what was this thing all about here today?
Tom Robinson tried to come down, his followers came down, and there was some kind of beef and tension.
Sorry, what do you mean by... as far as I understand it...
they did come down.
Take over the parking.
He came down, and there was some beef and tension.
He came down to read a speech that the government had tried to ban being brought here and read it in public, right? That was what it was about, right?
Something like that.
Right. Look how everyone's talking now.
Yeah.
I've just been wandering around since it happened, and all over there's little pockets of people all talking and dialoguing, which is the very thing that the government's trying to stop everyone doing.
Do you think they're trying to stop it?
Yeah, I do, actually, I do, yeah.
Well, if they're trying to stop it, I'm with you. I don't want them to stop
wouldn't
it.
be having this
Otherwise, we wouldn't be coming here.
We wouldn't be having this conversation now if that event hadn't took place today, would it? Would we?
Yeah, right.
So, there's a problem going on in that you've got a perception going on of the faith, right? And it's not just in Britain. I think you'd agree that it's in all, let's call them for the sake of a better argument, majority white Western nations, however much individuals within that society might adhere to Christianity, like secular nations, basically, right? So, what's the problem with reforming? I mean, look at this new guy coming out of Saudi Arabia. He's realising the oil money's running out, right? We're not going to be able to sit here like paying for all the roads, paying for all the universities, paying for all these civil service jobs to keep a nice, stable, voting, supporting Muslim middle class, educated middle class in our countries to support the status quo. They're losing money since oil plummeted. They're losing money every day, and they know that oil's eventually going to run out. So they're now investing out into the wider world, right? Mostly in Western companies, right? Yeah. Call them for the sake of argument, Western companies. And now he's starting to do this thing of pushing these reforms through. So what do you think about the...
Some of them are good.
Seriously though, what's wrong with having a reformation?
As I said to you before, if the reformation entails going back to the principles, the first principles that we believe in, then I'm for it.
What are the first principles?
Justice. We believe in justice as Muslims. We believe in these things.
Not anyone else?
Yeah, we have. Look, justice is subjective. It's subjective. It's definable by those who define it, right?
Tell me a story about subjective justice from your culture.
From my culture?
Yeah. Do you want me to tell you one?
Go on.
Okay, so there's this guy, and he's searching for the greatest master. He travels all over the Middle East. And he eventually finds this bloke and he says, you're supposed to be this great master, and I understand it. You know the one secret name of Allah that he keeps for himself. 3,000 names. And he goes, some people say, yeah. He goes, teach me. You've got to tell me that, because if I had that name, I could stop all these injustices happening and everything like that. So he says to him, well, I don't think you're up for it. I don't think you've got the right state of mind for it. I don't think you're still attached to emotional stuff, you know, and subjective emotional stuff, and what's right and what's wrong and all this. He goes, no, really, you've got to teach. Please teach me the greatest name. He goes, well, I'll give you a little test. He goes, go down to the town tomorrow, by the town gate, stand there, spend the day there, and if you see anything that strikes you as odd, or whatever, come and tell me at the end of the day. At the end of the day, he comes back and he says, did you see anything particularly that happened? And he goes, I'll tell you one thing. This little old man, he came with his load of firewood to sell it in the market. He came into the gates and the guard stopped him. And they said, you've got to pay to get in. He said, well, I ain't got any money. Let me come in, I'll sell my wood and I'll pay on the way out. They went, fuck you, beat the shit out of him, stole his wood. And the master says, how did this make you feel? He said, well, it made me really angry at the injustice of it. And it made me want to know that secret name even more than ever, because then I could have stopped that injustice from happening. He said, I'll let you into a little secret. That guy that you saw, that old fucking man at the gates, was my master who taught me the great name.
Interesting, man.
Interesting.
I like it. Listen, it's been a pleasure. What's your name?
I'm the man with no name.
I like that. You know, I want to give you one advice.
Oh, advice.
Stop smoking.
Stop smoking. You know what, it's funny. We were watching Man United last night and I was smoking quite a lot, and afterwards I thought, because I'm getting older, I thought, fuck, I've really got to stop smoking. So I'm 60 nearly. And
oh!
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were 75. No, I'm joking.
So you did a bit of fighting then?
No, I mean, just training and stuff.
Yeah. No ring?
A little bit. Not
fucking knocked out by an enthusiastic teenager at the boxing club.
Yeah. You're still into it?
No, really though, seriously.
Yeah. You seem cultured,
reform
man.
the fucking religion. Liberate yourselves. We did it. Doesn't mean you don't have to still believe in God. It doesn't mean you have to be, you know.
Do you know what? You're a cultured man. But one day we need to sit down and talk about what we believe in from bottom up, because I think that will be beneficial.
I just think it has to come.
Yeah. All right.
And the reason it has to come, is because you can't. Well, otherwise, what are you going to do?
Thank you very much, man. Yeah. Let me walk about because I'm getting cold, man.
Right, take a mic.
Yes, of course. Go on.
I don't know if it's actually true. Why are you so crazy? I wrote it down, innit?